Hey y'all, it's Bethany with the Wandering Purl podcast, and welcome to episode 40 from a very snowy northern Utah. Yeah, we finally got that snow. It's about, I think we got like 4 to 5 inches a couple days ago. It was a problematic snow, but we'll talk about that in life a little bit later. But this is the last time that you will be seeing this background, God willing. Next time we should be in a different state, so stick around to the end for live talk to find out where we are headed next. But in this episode, we have 4 finished objects, 2 kind of works in progress, a stash update, a goal update, and a podcaster spotlight. So we're gonna just go ahead and jump right in with the finished objects. I finished not 1, but 2 pairs of gloves. I am finished with the gloves. I am so excited. I am so, this has been the year of gloves so far, and twisted rib, and I am just over it, and I am so thankful that I have finished these. So this pair is for my youngest, Greyson, and this is for my oldest, Felicity, and they are finished. Completely finished. I'm so happy. So let's talk about the info for these just a little bit. These are the Jervis Gloves by Alexandra Brink, and these are the 4th pair that I have made. I made myself a pair, Brian a pair, and then 2 of the kiddos. My middle kid Kai did not want them with fingers. Thank you, Jesus, because I'm so over them. It is a fantastic pattern. I absolutely love it and recommend it. I'm just done making them, and doing the twisted rib takes a very long time, but they turn out looking so neat and so cool, so I definitely would recommend this pattern. I did use size 0, size 1s, and size 1.5s for these, which are 2mm, 2.25s, and 2.5 millimeters. And yeah, I got quicker every time I made them. So let's talk about Greyson's real fast. So his hand is just a little smaller than mine, so I can model it for you. But these are what they look like. And if you'll notice here, I did some conductive thread, I think is what it's called. I'll have it linked down below for you guys. But you can use it on your phone, on your iPad, any touch screen, and you can still use them while you're wearing them. So I did this to all 4 gloves, and it works really well, and I'm really happy with it. But you can see his fingers are a little shorter than mine, but these are what I did for his. I made the size small for both Felicity and Greyson. With Greyson's, I used size 0s for the hand. You're supposed to use the 1.5s, but I thought since his hand is a little smaller, I'll use the 0s, and I think it'll fit his hand a little better. And I do think that worked out. So that's what I did for his. The yarn that I used is Rainbow Peak Yarns in Time Traveler. And I have quite a bit left of this yarn. It's a very plump base. So I think that made it a little harder working with the 0s. But I really like how they turned out, and they're super warm. So those are that one. So glad that they are done, and he's glad that he can now have them and use them all the time. I used 60.93 grams and 259 yards for his. And then for Felicity's, she is a lefty, so I have it conductive on. It doesn't look the best, the conductive, and she's already stolen these and used them, so they have hair and stuff all over them. But my duplicate stitching is not the best with these, and I'm okay with it, because no one's really, if you're paying that close attention, then just look somewhere else. But I also made a size small for hers, and I used the 1.5s for hers as well. These are, they fit me, they actually fit me perfect, but, well, the thumb's a little bigger. Her fingers are longer than mine, so I had to make her fingers a bit longer. But I think they turned out really well. I have the other pair here, so those are done. Now that we are going to be moving somewhere, hint, that is not cold. It'll be interesting. But the yarn that I used for hers was from my friend Heather, and it is Zen Yarn Garden in the colorway Blueberry Muffin. And this is what I have left of that one. It's a really, really pretty purple. For hers, I used 70.25 grams and 280 yards, so about 10 grams more than Greyson's. It was funny because I was thinking about the pair that I made and the pair that I made for Felicity, and I realized that I used both the skeins of yarn that my friend Heather had gifted to me. So I absolutely love that she is with us in our gloves all the time. So thank you, Heather. We will think of you every time we wear our gloves. Absolutely love them. I love the yarn and plenty. Have quite a bit left over that I can use in something else as well. So just a shout out to Heather. Thank you. I love that I made gloves with both of those skeins. So that is, I think, all that I have to say about the gloves. So glad. Like, I was so excited when I finished it. So excited. So I'm done with gloves. I don't plan to make any again in a very long time. I would definitely make this pattern again, and probably will have to again in the future. But for right now, I'm done with them. One other little note about the gloves is the first pair that I made for myself, it took me 2 weeks to make them. I do think I was working on other things while making them, but I got progressively faster, and Felicity's gloves, which were the last ones I made, took me 4 days. I wanted them done so quickly, so I only worked on them and I got them completed before the end of February. I didn't think that would happen, but I was really grateful that I did get those done on the 28th, and yeah, I did it in 4 days. So 2 days a glove, which is a lot of twisted ribbon those days. But yes. A next finished object is my Musselburgh hat by Ysolda Teague. And I'm going to put it on for you. But here it is. I absolutely love this hat. I think it looks so good. This is the colorway Mountain Flowers by Blush Yarns. It's like the most beautiful color ever. And I finished this really quickly as well. I use a US 3 for my Musselburghs because that's what I have in like 16-inch circular to use. So that's what I use. And I'm always happy with it. It's always turned out really well. I just love this yarn. I love this hat pattern. I think it's amazing. Some information about it. I made the adult size medium. I got 6 stitches per inch, and for my cast on I do the disappearing loop cast on, which I have linked the YouTube tutorial that I use on every Musselburgh project page that I have. So if you're ever looking for one, this is a really great one to use. The first couple times it's a little tricky, but then it get more familiar with it and it becomes pretty easy to do. Let's see, what else do I have to say? Grams. It was 60.51 grams for this hat. Again, I did it to where it just fits me. I didn't want it to flip up or anything like that. So I kind of made it a little bit small. Like a little bit smaller for what most people do. Most people use the whole skein and then roll the brim up. But I have one that I made like 2020, 2021, probably 2021. And I love the fit of that one. So I just tried to mimic that as much as I could. And of the 60.5 grams, it was 262.5 yards. I cast this on originally to be my like go in the truck, driving to town, out and about knitting, and I didn't knit on it once outside the house. It completely was here. So I actually finished this and Greyson's gloves the same night. So I felt very, very productive. But I was really happy to get done and to have it to wear because it's beautiful and you can't have too many Musselburghs. My last finished object, about said work in progress, but my last finished object is a pair of socks. I wanted to cast on something that was kind of going to be just easy and not really complicated or make my brain think too much, just because life was kind of hectic during that time. The beginning of this, well, this is a Monday, so the end of last week, I suppose, but I cast on these socks. I made these. These are the How I Roll socks, and it is a pattern by Mara Catherine Briner. It'll be all on the screen for you. I have made these. This is the 5th time I've made these. It's actually the first pattern sock that I ever knit back in 2020. I believe it was 2020. The very beginning of 2020. And I just love it. And I've made a pair for my sister, a pair for my mom, a pair for my sister-in-law. I've made a lot of these. Also for me, like, I think I only have one of these though, but now I have two. So I wanted to cast something fun and do a sock, but I didn't want it to be vanilla. So this is what I did. The yarn is a gift from my friend Susie. I don't know the name of the yarn, but I absolutely love it. It is such a fun color and I think it looks great in this pattern. So you ready? Here we go. Look at this. Isn't this so fun? So these are a rolled hem, or a rolled cuff, I suppose. And then it's a really simple 4-row repeat pattern. And I love how they turned out. I have both of them here. And I think they're so fun. I love the neon green in these. And I'm excited to be able to wear them because I have been wearing my socks a lot in the last week. I use a US 1 for my socks, and I made the size small, which is a 56 stitch pattern. What did I say? Oh, I didn't put how many grams and yards. Let me look that up real fast. I made really good notes the first time I made these, which I'm really proud of myself for doing that. So I kind of knew what I wanted to do for these as well because I know how those fit me. So I ended up using 49 grams for these socks, and that's about 196 yards is what I'm estimating. I had, I think, like 53 grams of this yarn. So yeah, it was close on if I was actually going to make it, but once I made it, Susie was so sweet and had caked it into 2 balls for me. So I used one all the way to the end, and I was like, oh, okay, I have like 1.5 grams left. I'm going to have plenty for the next sock. So it was much nicer going through the second sock, knowing I was going to have enough yards and yarn for it. But I really had fun making these. I worked on these pretty exclusively for a few days. It only took me 4 days to make them. And I just didn't get a lot of knitting time during those days, but it was really nice to do them and to have a little bit of a pattern sock as well. This is a really fun pattern. It has a lot of good information. It tells you how to do different heels, you can do the pattern sock or you can do the just vanilla sock. So if you are a new sock knitter, I would definitely suggest this pattern. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be using it again. So I have 2 works in progress to share with you, but they don't have a lot of progress on them since I've been spending most of my time working on the finished objects that I just shared with you. But I'm going to go ahead and share them with you because I do have a little bit of progress. The first one is the Pocket Full of Posey Blankets by Purl Soho. I had started this last time and I actually did not pick it up to work on it at all until 2 nights ago. So there's some progress, but it's not as a whole bunch. I did finish the first mini and I'm going to be working on, I just started the second mini. So that's kind of exciting to have that. This is a blanket pattern, obviously. I'm using a US 2 for this, and I'm using minis that I have had for ages and ages, and also some bare yarn from Knit Picks to kind of just make this blanket. I started it on the 16th and I've made very little progress, but I'm housing this in my bag from my friend Susie, which I absolutely love. So far it's doing a great job of holding it. But let's show you what I have. So try not to throw the yarn everywhere. This is what I have so far. And where is my little progress keeper? Oh, okay. So right here is where I was last time. So I think I've doubled it. Yeah, I've just about doubled it since the last podcast, which is pretty nice. At least I did that in the last 2 days. But this is just a brioche, a really, really simple brioche pattern. So it's like a 4-row basically repeat. If you know brioche, you know how that works. But I timed myself last night and it takes me 25 minutes to do one whole row repeat. So knitting twice and purling twice. So 25 minutes for each. It's going to take me a very, very long time, but I'm committed to work on this. I'm still enjoying it. I'm really excited to be getting into a new mini. This is my first new mini, so that is exciting, but not really that much happening. I am hoping maybe this will be my road trip moving project. But I'm not 100% sure yet. And my next one might be, or I might cast on something else. I don't know. But, oh, I just dropped it even while I tried not to. So I'm using my Chiaogu needles for this one, and I'm enjoying it. It's a fun project. I find brioche pretty mindless when it is just simple like this. Once I know which rows I'm doing, I kind of get into the rhythm of it. I can do it without any problem or having to look too often at the pattern, which I have written down. I write it down on a little piece of paper and just keep it in my bag. This is, my sister got me this. I love it. I have so many like notes and patterns, like little projects, you know, that have 4-row repeat and you don't want to keep looking at your phone because I don't print my patterns. I love that little book for that. So thanks, Sabra, for that. It's the best. Oh, and speaking of Sabra, I'd like to say hi to my niece, Natalie, who is watching. Aunt B loves you, and I can't wait to see you soon. Well, not too soon, but, you know, eventually. So that's the first project. Not a lot of work done on it, but it'll get there. We'll see. See if we can double it again in the next podcast. Oh, I did want to do something though. I want to put on a little progress keeper. This my friend Amber gave to me. She was one of the swap partners that I had for the Advent last year, and this was in day 25, which was so kind and so sweet. So I'm going to use it and pop it on here so we can see the progress for next podcast. The next work in progress is my bubble cardigan. I have not cast on as of yet, but I did do a swatch, so I'm going to share that with you in just a second. But bubble cardigan is, I was wearing it, but I got hot before I even started. So this is the bubble cardigan. It is by Stephen West. I absolutely love it. If you've watched any of my vlog type videos, then you have seen me wear it because I wear it constantly all the time and absolutely love it. So I am making a second one. This one I'm calling Bubble Cardigan 2.0, and I think gonna be using a US 4 and a US 3 for these, and I'm making the size medium. The one I made previously was a size large, and I think I can go down a size and shorten it a little bit, so we're gonna see how that goes. Let's see, what else do I want to say? I'm housing this in my sturdy Cottontails farm bag, and I have all the yarn caked up about that I talked about last time. But would you like to see the swatch? I haven't even really looked at it. I'm trying to decide if I love it or not. So which way? Yes, this is the way I'm thinking of doing it. So with tan, and then we'll go all the way down to this pink color. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it yet. I don't know. So these two colors at the bottom are kind of giving me, I don't know, thoughts. I kind of feel like this one might be too dark, and I don't know if this one is just too blendy. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it a little bit more and look at my stash and see if there's anything else that I could use in place of those. But I really love the top 4. I think those look really amazing. So we'll just have to see. I'm not sure. So the yarns are, this is Blush Yarns. This is also Blush Yarns in the Mountain Flowers that I did my Musselburgh in. This is Gatti Yarns in Weasley's Wizarding Wheezes. Then we have Yarn Over Floyd and Marigold, another Blush Yarns that is unnamed, and then this one is Yarn Cafe Creations and Angel Cake. So I'm hoping next time this will be cast on and have some good progress on it, because I think once I cast it on, I'm just going to be addicted and not going to want to stop working on it. So I just need to decide on the colors. What do you guys think? Do you think this looks good? Would you change some of the colors? Tell me your thoughts. Let me know. But that's really all the works in progress that I have right now. I'm trying to decide on this, and I'm working on my blanket. I might look through my yarn and see if there's some like socks for Brian I can cast on, just to have something vanilla, or maybe do like a 2x1 rib or a 3x1 rib for it. Oh, the cat's been chewing on my strings. They feel gross. I know who it was, Purl. She's sitting right over there. But I don't know. We'll see. You shall find out with me in the next episode. All right, let's do a stash update for February. I am happy with what happened in February, and we're going to go over it real quick. Let me just bring this up so I can tell you which projects I worked on. So in February, I finished a total of 5 projects, which is also what I did in January, which is kind of fun. I finished my granny wrap, which I absolutely love. I finished 3 pairs of gloves, Brian's gloves, Felicity's gloves, and Greyson's gloves. And then I also finished my Musselburgh. So I am very, very happy with that. The socks I finished in March, so they don't count. But I used 4 skeins of yarn in a project. So the Diabolical yarn, the Blush yarns, the Rainbow Peak, and the Zen Yarn Garden. I pulled all of those out of stash, and I didn't add anything this month. So I'm really happy to say that my stash went down, and it is now 39 skeins, which I'm happy. I didn't add anything to it. And once I figure out my bubble cardigan, that'll be like 6 more skeins coming out, which is awesome. And I'm really looking forward to that. Let's see, total grams for the month of February. I used 796.36 grams in finished objects in February, which equaled 3,388.98 yards. It's going to be on the screen so you can actually see it and not just hear me blabber it everywhere. But I'm really happy with that. A little less than January. January I had like almost 2,000 grams, but that was because of my blanket and the Star Wars sweater and things like that. So I'm happy with what happened. The pigskin party ended last month, and I finished out with 3,174 points and was like 74th or something like that in the total rankings, which I'm very happy with, and it was super fun to participate in, and I'm looking forward to this year's, or the upcoming pigskin party and football season this fall. But yeah, I'm happy with those goals, made 5 things, finished what I wanted to finish, really, and yeah, used up some stash. I'm gonna swing right into goals. I had February goals that we're going to go over, and then we're going to go over what my March goals are. So my goals for February were to make Brian and Greyson gloves, to finish the granny wrap by Super Bowl Sunday, and to start my next sweater and decide what that sweater was going to be. So I 100% checked off the goal for making Brian and Greyson's gloves, and also Felicity's gloves thrown in there as well, which I'm so excited about. I did finish the granny wrap by Super Bowl Sunday a few days earlier. You can watch that on my A Week of Making vlog and how I finished that project, and absolutely love how it turned out. And start my sweater. So that one is not 100% there. I decided what sweater, I caked up the yarn, maybe decided on the yarn, not sure yet. So I'm well on my way, but I just didn't get it started. So that one's kind of a half check, I would say. So for March, my goals are going to be to start the bubble cardigan and finish it. I would love to finish it by the end of March. That's a pretty big goal and a pretty big ask, I think. But we'll see. Maybe I can get it done. If not, that's okay. I'll finish it in April. But that is going to be my goal for right now. And then I want to make some really good progress on my blanket as well. And those are the only 2 things that I have that are like set in stone right now that I want to do for March. Bubble cardigan and blanket. So hold me to it. We'll see how that goes. The podcast spotlight for March is Cozy Up Knits. This is a sister, trio. Sometimes there's 4 of them. Sometimes it's their mom. Sometimes their grandma's there, their kids. They're awesome. I really, really enjoy Cozy Up Knits. They are from northern Alberta, Canada, and they have been podcasting for a very, very long time. They've been knitting for a very long time. They design, they do all kinds of fun things, and I just really enjoy watching them. They are always funny and spastic and just kind of all over the place, and it's always a joy to watch and kind of just get to know them better and learn new yarn dyers from them and new patterns that they're doing. They're big Stephen West and big Andrea Mowry fans, so you'll see a lot of their patterns. I just really enjoy them, and I think you guys would too. So I'll have all of their information linked down below if you want to check them out. They have some amazing patterns as well. I'll link their Ravelry. I test knit one for them 2 springs ago for the brioche shrug that I made, and I wore that thing to death. I loved it so much, and it's a really, really great pattern, and I might actually, you know what, I might want to make one of those again in the future. That could be on my horizon. But go check out Cozy Up Knits. They are a super fun sister. Oh dear, Purl. She likes to catch her tail on fire, so we have to watch her. A super fun watch, and you will be laughing and just finding new inspiration from them for sure. Hey, it's Bethany from the future, and I wanted to come and put in this little part that I didn't have when I was filming the podcast earlier, but I got this package after filming, and I wanted to share with you. So Katie of Hummingbird Yarn asked if she could send me some yarn, and I said yes, of course. So I got the package from her today, and I kind of wanted to do a unpackaging with you since it's not in a box for unboxing. Brian's sitting right there hiding. So we're gonna open it together, and thank you, Katie, so much for offering to send me your yarn. I'll have her linked down below, so go check her out. She has some gorgeous yarns on her Instagram that I saw. They are just stunning, so I'm really excited to see what she said. I've already pre-opened it, but I haven't looked at it yet. Oh, there's a stitch marker. Oh, it's a little hummingbird. It's a little stitch marker. That's super cute. So let's see. Oh, these are so pretty. I love these. They're both my colors for sure. So this one is Minnesota Northern Lights. She's from Minnesota. She said that in her note that this is from the Northern Lights that she saw in her backyard, and that's what inspired this one here. That's so pretty. And this is a worsted, and it's 100% merino. And then this one is fingering, and it is winter solstice. That is so pretty. This one is a base of 90% superwash merino and 10% nylon. Absolutely gorgeous. So thank you so much, Katie. I am so excited to put these to use, and go check her out. I'll have everything linked down below. We have made it to the life section, and boy, do I have some information to tell you. So last time we spoke, I had said that Brian had an interview for a new job, and I didn't know until after I'd filmed if we had gotten that job for a travel assignment or not, and we did. We actually got 3 offers from 3 different hospitals, and we are headed to Albuquerque, New Mexico. We leave in just a few days, so your prayers would be greatly appreciated for safe travels, easy travels, wellness, tires staying attached to things, all that kind of stuff. So we are gearing up for that. I have 2 or 3 very heavy days ahead of me of cleaning the house and getting everything sorted. So yeah, it's been a week. It's been crazy. As you know, I think I've mentioned it before, the truck has been acting up, and like we got our tax money in and was like, okay, we're gonna fix it before we move. And we got this one part that Brian thought was what was the problem, but it turns out that wasn't the problem. It was, we thought it was something that went with the turbo of the truck, but it was actually the turbo that was bad. So that was super fun to find out, especially if we found that out like a week before we're supposed to move. So we got the part to fix it, but then many things happened, like a snowstorm. Like we haven't gotten this much snow in this short of amount of time. I think we got like 4 inches in 4 hours during the day. Normally it snows at night, but yeah, yeah. Anyways, today it got towed to a shop and I'm hoping is currently being fixed. The shop closes in 15 minutes, so I'd love to know. We haven't heard anything since like 9 o'clock this morning. So yeah, we're kind of in limbo about that. But hopefully it will be fixed today or tomorrow. Brian was supposed to work today, but we only have one vehicle and half the truck was inside the cab, like half the engine. I had half of it in my house at some points. So yeah, it's just been a week. It's been crazy, and I can't wait till it's fixed and then we can disperse. So yes, that's kind of what's been going on in my life. Yeah, it's been a stressful couple of weeks. I have like broken out, you can probably tell, and it's just life. We're just trying to roll with it and be flexible, I suppose. I'm just worried she's gonna catch her tail on fire. She does it all the time. And then it goes out very quickly, thankfully, but she always does it. And then it smells like burnt fur, which is awful smell. She's a mess. If you ever have seen the big fluffy white cat that I have that's always in my lap and purring when I'm back in the back, this is his mother. So that's why they're so fluffy. But my question for you guys is, would you like a moving vlog? I know I have done several of those previously, so I don't know if that is annoying to see again or if you would like to see another one. Let me know. I will also be doing a poll on Instagram, probably the day this comes out, just to see if you guys would like one. I love doing them, so I would be happy to do it, but I'm also okay not doing it. So you guys let me know down in the comments if you would like a moving vlog as we move from Utah to Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is about a 10-hour drive. So we're hoping to do it in 2 days. Trying to figure out the truck and when it's going to be finished and when we can leave. The original plan was to leave Friday and get there Saturday, but Brian wasn't able to work today, might not be able to work tomorrow, so they might flip his schedule later in the week, so we might not be leaving till Saturday and then arrive Sunday, and then he has to start work Monday, so we'll just see how it goes. We're just kind of in that little limbo as of right now, but yeah, any prayers for that to go well would be great. And thank you to everyone who commented last time saying that they were praying for the interview to go well and praying for just everything to work out. We really, really appreciate that. And I loved reading all your comments. And a lot of you probably saw from me replying to the comments where we were headed. That's about all the life I have. And that's more than enough for me right now. I feel overflowed with life. I finished Dr. Quinn. I watched the first movie last night. I had to watch it on YouTube because I couldn't find it anywhere else. And there is one other movie to watch, and I think it's on YouTube. And if depending on what time Brian goes to bed, I will watch it either tonight or tomorrow night. And then I am finished with it, which is so sad because I've been watching it since November and it is my childhood and I've just really, really enjoyed it. That's basically everything I've watched. That's basically what I've been watching. It's kind of been my comfort show for the last few weeks and I very much enjoyed it. Brian and I started a new show. We decided to start Halo on Paramount Plus. It's based off the video game that was, I guess, still very popular, but super popular back in the early 2000s. And it has been really good. I wasn't sure if it was going to be good or kind of stupid, but actually it's really good. We are like 6 episodes into season 1. There are 2 seasons so far, and yeah, we are really enjoying it. It's kind of getting to the, I think there's like 3 more episodes of this season, so it's kind of ramping up for the end. I'm really excited for season 2 because Klaus from the originals and Vampire Diaries is in it, and I'm excited to see him in something different, even though I'm sure he'll play a bad guy. That's just who he is. But yeah, that's basically life in a nutshell. That's kind of what has been going on, and God willing, next time we will be in a different state, in a different city, and I'll have lots of fun details to tell you. So until then, happy making, and I will see you then. This pot, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why it's so hard to say that. Podcast spotlight. Okay. That's hot. Purl, you lived outside. This cat. She wants... I have a bowl of cat food in here normally, and it's empty right now because someone ate it all. And there's cat food in the back that she can easily and readily get to, but she is convinced that she can't do that and that I need to get her food right now. So she's not going to be happy until I do that, which is going to be a little while because I'm still chatty.